Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yesterday I played a little case tournament in my area and I went 5-0 and got first place, and I want to show you my deck profile today. Before we go into that, I want to give a huge shout out to my friend Frankie. He was the organizer of this tournament and his company TCG Insurance. So he's the only person in Germany who is basically insurancing your TCG cards. No matter if they're getting lost at tournaments or stolen, you can have an option to get them back. So if you're interested in that, please check him out. I will leave a link down in the video description. And without further ado, let's start with the deck profile. So this is not Radiant, as you might see. This is actually Kewl. I wanted to play something also fun because I'm most likely gonna play Radiant anyway for the European Nationals next week. But yeah, standard KT engine, all the monsters at 3, and the one clip. I think the deck is really nothing special. I have a few cool things I can show later, but the monster engine, or like the engine itself, is pretty standard. One field spell, Overtake, Genesis, and triple KTS, so I think that's pretty normal. Then we come to the more interesting part, the non-engine. I played 3 Harmonia, 3 Ghost Spell, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Effect Failure, and then a few 2-offs. I played 2 Ogre and 2 Imperm. Usually you would see 3 Imperm in here. Maybe you can even cut a Harmonia for that, because I'm honest, Ogre and Harmonia weren't that great. Those are by far the better hand traps. But for me it was between the 3rd Imperm and the 3rd Rico, because I'm actually playing another cool card in the main deck. And that's DOMINUS Purge, something you usually don't see, but for me it worked out fantastic. And the conflict with the engine itself, especially with like Rico and your X-Strike, is not as big as you might think. So the argument was basically maybe you can even cut a Rico because you can get locked out of fire effects, and then maybe play the 3rd Imperm. But since it was a smaller tournaments with some more casual players, I valued basically having any play and consistent engine over some higher non-engine quality. And the last 2 cards in the main deck to make it 40 are 2 Desires. For me this card was fantastic, drawing 2 non-engine all tournament, going first, going second. You can do it after your combo, after your deck sent so much, so yeah, I think this card was great for me. That's the main deck. Then quickly the extra deck. I played 3 Trackmaker. Usually you only say 2, but for me the 3rd actually came up I think 2 or 3 times, so it was pretty good. Then 2 Loudness. I think the 2nd Loudness is crazy good. I almost make it every single game I get to play going first, because sometimes you can even end on one going first, and you make the 2nd one turn 2, or in a grind game, just a fantastic card, and it's basically hard to interact for your opponent. And also you can summon both, and then you're even protected against cards like Regeki, Illusion Gate, or whatever. And the rest is pretty standard. It's 2 Remix, and then it's one of the other synchros, 1 Crackle, 1 RS, 1 B2B, and then 2 Harmonia targets. I was not even playing Wind Pegasus for a long time, but was okay. I think I sent it 2 or 3 times and only used the actual effect once when I like crashed a monster into something in battle. And then Amritara for the side deck combo, Zalen and Typhoon. Never made this card this tournament, but in general I'm a big fan of Typhoon and KT. Then the side deck. For going first, 1 Mana Demon Corner Trap, 2 Search in the combo with Visas Amritara. 1 KT playlist. This card was actually really cool. You can search it with Rotary and then basically have another late interrupt copy effect of like Rotary or Rico for me a couple games. And 2 more going first cards with Called By and Crossout. Crossout has another purpose because I'm playing more high impact hand traps you can cross out post side, but for that more later. And then we have 5 Chommies. Usually you do not see many Chommies in this deck, because the idea of KT is normally to hand trap your opponent full stop, because your engine is not that great into half boards like the general perception. But for me those cards are fantastic. We are in a bigger combo format I would say now, with like Elf Node and Power Patron and all that stuff. So I think having Floodgate hand traps like those is pretty important. And I'm not a big fan of Joel, because Joel rather creates more large half boards instead of the Chommies, and the big benefit is if you resolve a Charmy and they decide to give you 1, 2 or 3 draws, you're drawing like all those hand traps, so you can just stop your opponent more and more. Yeah, for me they work great. 1 Magna to search Harmonia was good for me. A little bit of Vector hate. Yes, this card can conflict of course with Magna Mood and Harmonia, but yeah, it's just a bit matchup dependent against like Radiant, Striker, back row decks. You just want to have a little bit of removal because you have a really hard time playing through cards like FNV. And then the last card in the side deck are 3 Dominus Impulse. So together with the Dominus Purge, I played a little bit different approach, but this card was amazing for me. You can side it in going second, even though, yes, if you use it from hand, you are locked out of light effects and win, so it can affect your main deck a lot. But especially in the mirror match going second, this card can be amazing. And also, I was always siding in those cards going first. And if you have them on top of a board, usually you can have them set. But if you see with Rotary like a Duster or Lightning Storm, you can also keep them in hand. And they're just game-winning cards by its own. And especially if you do your combo first, you dex in, and then you can use Pot of Desires, draw 2 cards. If you draw like this and Purge or like any 2 high-impact hand traps, yeah, you're not losing the game. Okay, that's for the deck profile. I played 5 rounds. Just gonna go quickly over my matchups. In round 1, I played against Branded. The second round was against Synchron. I played against an Elf Node. I played against one Radiant. And the last matchup was, I think, in round 3, Regenesis Kashtira. And yeah, went 5-0 overall. The finals was against Elf Node Chess. I was actually pretty close in game 3 going first. I got hit with E4 during the standby phase, and then I had to do a weird engine line to counter that. But yeah, we somehow survived turn 2, and then turn 3 I was able to crack a full board of like 6 Elf Node and Chess monsters, and then set up B2B and Lotus Wars, so I was able to win that game. And yeah, that's it for this profile. Stay tuned for more, and see you soon.